I don't think it's open though.
Oh yeah, you're right. I just closed it. All right, here we go.
And I grew up with God, and I grew up in the church. After my parents got divorced, my adopted parents, they got divorced after my older brother died of cancer. So it was super hard on them, and it just made me realize, as like an innocent child, that the world is filled with a lot of hurt. There's a lot of hurt and there's a lot of darkness. But when I was a teenager, this is the main part. When I was a teenager, I just thought that if I became what the world told me I should be, that I would be happy, and that if I was successful in their eyes, that I would be happy. And I was working at a law firm in the city, a credit retrieval law firm for American Express, and I was just working, earning money, getting people's debts back and things like that. But I knew that what I was doing was not helping the world. I actually knew that it was hurting people, physically knew that it was hurting people, listening to people crying on the phone. And long story short, I just got fed up, and I knew that my life was meant for something bigger, and I decided to rob a bank to try to prove my point that if I didn't stand for anything, that I stood for nothing. And my friend believed the same thing, so it just took us vibing off of each other and our energies to just say that this was the right thing to do, that all we need is the money to get out there in the world and show people that this is not what they need, so let's just do it. And I did it, and I went into a bank and I robbed it. I got caught by the FBI a few weeks later, and my time in jail just showed me that no one in this world, nothing in this world can ever make you as happy as him and yourself, and that connection, that divine connection of being aligned with your divine purpose and knowing that you found your calling, that it's not here, no one can tell you that, oh yeah, if you do this, it'll make you happy, that's just their opinion of what they would do if they were you, or even advice, that's just someone's opinion of what they would do if they were you. And you can't go off any of that. You just have to look inside of your heart, ask him, ask the world, ask the universe what you need in your life, and it'll come to you. That's pretty much it.
And how did you know that besides having this experience that you were made for something greater in this place?
It's shown to each of us individually. I mean, each person knows that they are. It's just a matter of really asking the question and seeking it and not stopping. A lot of us, we ask questions about ourselves, we judge ourselves, or we question ourselves internally. But what we need to be doing is asking questions outside, not accepting the things that we see, because we can only see so many things, and we can only feel so many things, and we can only sense so many things with our five senses. But we all know that there's more out there than what we can see, feel, touch, hear, taste, that there's colors that we can't see, and there's sounds that we can't hear, but there's savants that hear colors and see sounds. And so we know that those things do exist. It's just a matter of telling yourself that they do, instead of believing what is in front of you and then asking questions in order to seek the truth.
So the reason why this is called Bridging the Generation Gap, because my parents don't see things that way, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to hear that you do as well. So, and that's why it's asking to seek and bridge it, this inspirational movement. You all are an inspiration for this movement, as my generation needs to lay a foundation so that what you're getting ready to put out in this world will stick.
Yes. The way that I thought about doing it when I was in jail, I wanted to start my own church and I wanted to become a pastor. I was like, well, then I'll just go to seminary school and I'll become a pastor, and I'll just be like unlike any other pastor there is out there. I'll just teach people that, it's so much more than just knowing that he's out there and that he doesn't want you to do these certain things, but that he's not involved in your building that you built out of materials on his earth. He doesn't care about the money that you put into his church. His conscious mind isn't thinking of those little material things.
So are you saying is it male or female, or is it an energy?
Yeah, it's more of an entity. It's not. It's life. It's life. Yeah, it's everything that sustains life. Everything else is just material, and he has power over all life. Material things he can. It's not even on his Richter scale.
I want him to share his beginning story with us, because to look at him, he is an amazing, brilliant, crystal rainbow young man. He has a very rough beginning as he got here in this world. Would you share that?
Yeah. I was born in Ashland in 1994 from a mother who was a heroin and meth addict from like a very young age in high school. And my dad was a jock, and they just ended up hooking up on prom night, and she got pregnant, and he never saw her again. So what happened was my mom was a stripper, a drug addict, and ended up just giving me away to the government for money, and I became like a product of the system, I guess you could say, where I was adopted in like a family who had more money. My stepdad is Korean. He's a Korean businessman, so he's a telecommunications business consultant. So his way of parenting was very strict, and like my other brothers were raised that way, but I was never like them, never, not even close. The way that we thought, I thought more artistically, I thought more creatively, more of my imagination, and they thought more of in like literal and material, and like to play video games a lot, and that was just not me. I would rather go to church youth groups where I thought it was like more of like a square environment, but still social and fun, than like sit at home and do nothing. But growing up, that just taught me that like there's so much in the world. There's so much in the world, just as in terms not of places or things to go experience, but just people and realities. That there's one reality, one conscious reality that we're all connected with, that is in control of everything, not just our individual lives. That we can't think that small. It's about thinking even bigger than that. That there's one conscious, one love mind that we're all lovely connected to, and that each one of us, it's our divine mission, our divine plan. I don't know. Each of us has to figure it out personally, but that, I don't know.
And that maybe they're not alone.
That they're definitely not alone. I mean, that's what the world's trying to teach you, that without this, and without this, that you individually cannot do this. That you, without somebody else's help, you can't do it. And that's what the world's trying to teach you in a way, so that if you don't use their system, you'll fail. It's not even about alone in the world. You're not alone in your heart. That there's a connection to something that is in control of your universe that will help you. It's not as simple even as somebody giving you money, or somebody, giving you some food if you're on the road. It's as big as that. If you need to love and be happy, that the world will bring that to you. They're not gonna like suddenly shit on you. The world's not suddenly gonna be like, oh, you want love and happiness, and you're trying your best, and you're loving everybody. Well, we're gonna put you in a situation where you just might get stabbed. You might just get robbed. And maybe the world might. I can't tell you what the world will do, but it's always teaching you that if you're put in a situation where you're loving, any situation you're in is meant to teach you that every moment, if you're living in your divine purpose, is your divine purpose. It's not about, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm seeking my divine purpose, or it's out there. If you know that in this moment you are living your divine purpose because you're loving and you're living for God, for His purpose, that you're achieving your higher purpose. There's no questions. You don't have to question anything. You don't have to look out there. Know in your heart that you're living for your divine purpose, and that's it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time.